Hi, welcome to No Nonsense Nonprofits. I'm Sandy Ray, founder of Sandra E. Ray CPA, where we alleviate financial headaches so that you can create a bigger impact. Before we get started on our topic today, I just wanted to do something special. I'm so excited for this announcement, and I hope you are too. If you don't know much about me, I'm a CPA with more than 35 years of experience in the nonprofit industry. I've seen it all, triumphs, challenges, and everything in between. I've guided many nonprofits through the complexities of financial management, from navigating grant accounting to ensure compliance with regulations. I've been there and done that, and I'm here to share my knowledge and expertise with you. Unfortunately, in this format, I'm not able to answer many questions, and more importantly, your specific questions about your organization and multiple questions, one-on-one, that kind of thing. So I'm thrilled to introduce a group coaching program that we call Financial Fluency for Nonprofits. This program is designed to empower you, your team, with the best practices and skills and strategies that you need to survive so that your organization can make the biggest impact possible. And we're going to do this through a series of virtual meetings in small group format. Now, the first session will take a deep dive into the fundamentals of nonprofit accounting, and we'll explore the essentials of QuickBooks features and the best practices for financial data, for your data entry and your reporting processes. But we are going to leave a very large question and answer session for that topic or any other questions that you may have and that we can answer as a group or I can answer for you. So I'm very excited because we'll get that to do that back and forth about what your questions and your specific situations. So our first session is going to be October 24th, and the title is Introduction to Nonprofit Accounting in QuickBooks. And I'm hoping that this will give you the chance to gain the knowledge and confidence and clarity that you need to make informed financial decisions for your organization's success. Now, details of these sessions will be in the comment section below. There's going to be a limited number of slots, so please register soon. And I hope to see you there. Now, let's get started on today's topic, which is how to use AI in our organizations. Now, AI is great for streamlining operations, optimizing resources so that we can resource usage in one area so we can reallocate resources to another area, and ultimately having an impact on our programs that will make us be able to focus more on programs and have a bigger impact in our communities. So I want to start with a little bit of basics. What is AI? So basically, it is this giant database of information. And then a logarithm is used to extract information. And the people that are developing these logarithms are continually enhancing it so that the system gets smarter over time. And that is the bare bones basic explanation of artificial intelligence. I am not an IT person, and that is my best understanding of it. But we can use this intelligence in real life applications for our nonprofit organizations. We're looking at number one, donor engagement. We can personalize communications with our donors, and that always makes them feel like better about our organizations. But we can use it to predict future donations from the donor data that we already have. That kind of leads us into some more fundraising types of applications. We can predict donor behavior, like when is a better time to go out and solicit donations from donors, for example. We can review donor profiles so that we can get more information about our donors' likes, needs, and requirements for them personally to let go of their hard-earned funds so that they can support your organization. And we can potentially identify high-value donors. We can use it in our volunteer management by aligning volunteers with the opportunities that match their skills and interests. In operations, there's just so many things that we can do. We can automate administrative tasks, scheduling, sending reminders. This all frees up time for our staff to focus on mission critical activities. We can use it for prediction of cash flow management. We can use it to produce reports, graphical representations, so that data and trends are easily understood. We can use it to do the first draft of our promotional materials or grant narratives for reporting. Now, all these things can be done, and it's very easy to do. You just type in an inquiry into the software and it comes back with stuff. Sometimes if you want something analyzed or projection, you have to provide it with some data. But it's very easy to do. But I want to talk to you about responsible implementation of the use of AI in your organization. Now, the AI is only as good as the data and the people who administer it. And while these people are wonderful people, I'm sure, there are limits to what they can do. When data comes out, the systems can't yet determine what data is true, what data is up to date, what data is factual. So you have to do your own fact checking. You have to make sure that information that you're getting back from the AI is true and up to date. I would not rely on it to be fact. You need to double check it, just maybe as you would a new employee or something. Just monitor and review what's going on and making sure that it's doing the right thing. There's security issues. When you're making inquiries or sharing data, you may be sharing that data with the database. Sometimes that's the default setting of some of these applications, that whatever inquiries or data you're putting in to find some trends about, you're sharing that with the entire database. That may not be something that you want to do. We're going to have private organizational, constituent, and employee volunteer information that we are not going to want to set or send to the database. So we have to check our settings to confirm that we're not sharing this information. You can still have these inquiries and have them do that sort of analysis without sharing your information with the database. But you have to make sure that your settings are correct. And generally, the free versions don't allow for that. So you may have to have a paid subscription. Now, my understanding is they're pretty inexpensive on a monthly basis, but the more bells and whistles, the more security that is built into it, the higher the monthly subscription is going to be. Another thing I want to encourage you to do is to have an AI usage policy. This allows everyone to be on the same page so they know what type of usage is allowable within the organization. They'll know how to edit those settings so that you're not sharing private information, whether it be accidental or on purpose. So talking about that a little bit, I want to touch base a little bit on best practices with AI. So you want to select the right application for your organization, and there's several of them out there at varying levels of security and price points. I want you to make sure that you're training your staff on how to use AI and your AI usage policy so that they understand and are comfortable using it. We want to maintain human oversight. If you've got AI doing things, for example, scheduling, make sure that somebody's just monitoring that and making sure that things are going the way it should be going. One thing that you want to do is avoid plagiarism and copyright infringement. And you need to address that in your policy about how you're going to do that, because AI just regurgitates what's out there. So you can't just copy and paste it into what you're using it for. So we want to be careful of that. And we want to use AI ethically. Be aware that there is bias in the data. Any bias that we have from humans are biased in certain ways. I mean, we all have our own point of view. And So even though the administrators of the logarithms try to remove that bias, there is bias within the data set. So be aware of that and look at the results from that lens as well. Is this bias in some way? Is the information skewed one direction over another? Be transparent about your AI usage in your operations. If you've got an annual report and you're using some information from the AI, be transparent in that. If you're quoting statistics in a donor letter or a donor report, annual report maybe, then you want to make sure that you reference where that information came from. And then always prioritize data privacy of your donors and your constituents, your employees and your organization over the ease of information. We want to make sure that we're keeping everyone's information safe and secure. So if you're just getting started, I just want to encourage you to go out to one of the free versions of this and do a few simple inquiries and just see how AI can impact your organization. It was amazing for me just to ask a few simple questions and get the information back, to ask for an outline on something or ask a question about what does this regulation mean. It's very interesting to get that information back and how easy it is to use that information as your jumping off point for where you want to be with your final product. And I just want to say finally, as the old saying goes, and for all of you Spider-Man fans, with great power comes great responsibility. We can harness the power of AI in our organizations to become more effective and have a bigger impact on our community. But we really do need to be responsible. We have an obligation to use it in an ethical manner. I hope this was helpful for you. I am so happy to have this topic this month. It's just new and exciting. And if you have any questions on it or other topics, please put that in the comment section below. Of course, we always appreciate your likes. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, creating a bigger impact starts with stopping the nonsense. If you're dealing with nonsense in your nonprofit organization, we'd love to help you cut through the noise.